Good morning. Okay, so yeah, it's 11 o'clock right now, okay? And this actually warranted its own video, okay? I'm not gonna lie. I was pretty taken back and disgusted by
Like and subscribe.
this. And I'll be honest, I really was. It was about 1 o'clock or so when this comment came in. I forget what time exactly. AM. Okay? And Tiffany went over, she got up, she used the restroom real quick. And she came back and she was like, Ryan, there's a notification on my phone from YouTube. And I was like, don't worry about it right now. And she's like, no, you really need to see this. I was like, all right, fine. So she tossed me her phone. And I was so disgusted and appalled by it that I went ahead and I just deleted it. I hid the user. And normally I don't censor people because I let a lot of things go. And it's like, all right, whatever. But this is someone who has had a history of obnoxious and rude things. And I let one slide because I was like, okay, you know what? Maybe it's just an inquisitive person who's just curious. Cool. And then I went ahead and let another one slide and I actually replied to him. And I guess because they didn't get under my skin, they deleted their comment. But we had actually screenshot that one. But last night, I was so appalled by it, I didn't even screenshot the original. Instead, today I screenshotted the actual, in YouTube Studio, it gives you a preview, a little snippet of what is to be said in your comment. And does that for all of them, okay? So, Sir FVDED, okay? I couldn't imagine living a life without any accomplishments other than gaining a husband and child. He went on to also talk about how Tiffany does things with our daughter, including purchasing Halloween decor. For those of you that may not know, may not realize things too, we live our life in a traditional manner, okay? And in fact, they've also commented before too. Has your wife ever considered stepping into a career? Seems like Ryan carries all the load while she watches the struggle. Huh. You dumbass. Really? You really are. You know, you really are. I'm not gonna lie. You really are, okay? So, Tiffany doesn't watch the struggle, not by any measure. Okay? There is so much behind the scenes that is done that is not shown that would blow your freaking mind apart. And I don't know your life. And you don't know the entirety of ours because really, we record, I want to say, 20 minutes or so every hour of the day. Not every single thing throughout the entire day is recorded. Otherwise, we would have an extremely long video that you could never watch. Part of it would also be kind of boring. Part of it would be gross and disgusting. That you wouldn't want to see anyway, trust me. But here's the thing, okay? With Tiffany as the traditional housewife model and me working and everything and doing different side projects and hustles to make some extra money, she does a heck of a lot, okay? She has many accomplishments under her belt that you couldn't even begin to fathom at all. Okay? She has raised an amazing child to the age of 20. And not to mention, she, like many traditional housewives, are the backbone, the spine of the family that holds everything together. Without them, without her, our family would falter apart and completely crumble. Yeah. And to take that away, to take that daily accomplishment of holding everything together, taking care of everything that needs to be done, scheduling doctor appointments, scheduling up different planned events, go ahead and research and planned events of what we should cover and what we should go out and do. And not to mention, on top of all that, figuring out also from her own perspective of dinner ideas and figuring out how to keep a budget maintained. There's so much more. Without Tiffany doing what she does, yeah, half of what I have accomplished, I wouldn't be able to. Because on top of all that she does as her daily accomplishments is also her emotional ones, where she motivates, she pushes, she says, yeah, go for it. Yeah, go ahead, take that chance. There's a lot of which she and other stay-at-home moms and wives do that you couldn't even begin to fathom. I don't even know who you are, and honestly, I don't care. All I know is that I did put you on hide, and I removed your comment. Because I will not tolerate someone going ahead and giving attacks to my wife after all that she just put out on her own without me editing any bit of it. No clipping here and there. Nothing. That's why even the scene of her walking out of the bathroom and going to her desk was left in. Because I wanted it to be as natural as possible. So nobody could say, oh yeah, Ryan, he's just editing her words out. No. Nothing was. But I will not stand for anyone attacking her. You want to call me a bonehead for going and not doing something in the past that I should have done, and now reflecting on it and going, yeah, that was real dumb. Go for it. But the other part, you don't go after my child too. That I get a real one for. Lily has a limited lifespan. Something I had to come to terms with at age 20 of having my first and only child. And then also having a wife with multiple heart conditions and everything else led me to the decision, I want to say about 26, maybe 27, I forget exactly when, of doing a vasectomy. To go ahead and decide to put her health in better hands to not have any more children by accident. Condom rips and stuff like that, and just passionate moments that, you know what I mean. I don't know how long Lily will live for. But if she's out and she wants a piece of Halloween decor that's not overly expensive, screw it. I'll buy it for her. She can buy it with her own money that she saves up. Because part of the government money that she gets is meant for her well-being. And there's two elements of well-being. There's your physical well-being, and there's your emotional, mental well-being. And just like you paid for internet to contribute to your mental well-being of being able to be social on an online platform, okay? Or you paid for shoes to walk to the library to use a free computer and internet there and do it on. Or however you connected to the internet, okay? You use some of your money for your mental well-being. And that allowed you to go ahead and connect. That is what we did with Lil. We divide up her money. Part of her money is used for her physical well-being, which contributes to bills, which contributes to all sorts of things. And then also, her snacks are also included in there, in the physical well-being. And then also then you have the emotional, mental well-being. And for some people, that's going out and that's buying an alcohol drink. For some people, that's giving $1 to a homeless person on the street. Or to others, it's giving $5 to a streamer in a theme park. But for her, it's a little Frankenstein decor. It's something so innocent and pure. It's not like she's asking for a $300 hoodie because of some trending logo on it. And for being my only child, my one and only child, and I don't give a crap. It's not the word I would use in real life. If we were having this talk in a Starbucks or something, I would use the F word, to be quite frank with you. I would go ahead and I would buy her that $300 trending logo hoodie if I could afford it. Because she's my one and only daughter for the rest of my life. And I want her to have everything I would have wanted if I was her age and had that. Because that's what you should want to do for your children. You should want to go ahead and give them everything that you couldn't have. Like I said, I don't know what your life is. I don't even know who you are. I don't know your gender. I don't know your age. For all I know, you could be an 8-year-old kid from Omaha, Nebraska that just wants to mess with us. You could be a 50-year-old person as well from Ireland, and I wouldn't know. And honestly, I don't care. Because the point is, you crossed the boundary. You want to go off and you want to talk about how I do things with the job and everything else, and reflection, that's fine. Don't ever frickin' say that my wife hasn't accomplished anything. Because that I will not tolerate at all. Especially when she has accomplished more than you know. Back in 2008, I worked at a piece of crap little store called Big Lots. And I hated that shit, to be honest. I really did. It sucked to heck. And I had to do stocking. I had to go ahead and do nighttime clean down where you had to prep the shelves for the next day. And a couple times I had to work in the morning, and this is the part I hated. I had to work in the morning of helping to unload the truck. After a while, they realized, yeah, he's a scrawny weakling. He ain't gonna be good for truck duty. Well, anyway, at that time, Lily was actually attending UCP over by Bravo. And every day, while I was working, Tiffany had to go ahead, and this is because we didn't have a car. Because if you backtrack on that one, okay? Stepfather, who actually had the cars under his name back when I was a younger person, got into an accident with one of his vehicles. He didn't have enough insurance. And our licenses were suspended while he decided to run off. But that's for a different story. The way it contributes to this story is I didn't have my license at that time. Tiffany didn't have hers because of all of her health conditions. We were just finding out about her thyroid disease. We were finding out about a lot of issues, including her heart problems. So putting her behind a vehicle was not a good thing. And not to mention, she had a seizure right after giving birth to Lil. So she would have needed neurology to sign off as well. Every day, she would either walk with Lil in a stroller for a little bit up to a bus stop and take the bus down, which was about 10 miles down the road, or she would go ahead and sometimes have to walk there if the bus didn't come. And keep in mind, this was back before we actually had the ability to have a smartphone. Smartphones really weren't a big thing back then. So you had to use an older Motorola Razr style flip phone. And those weren't fun because one, you couldn't tell if your partner made it to their destination. You couldn't tell anything because all you could do is just text. And it was a real horrible version too.
Like and subscribe.
So while she did that, I was working. And that's just another thing that she did back then to help keep things together. Really? This is for all stay-at-home women, stay-at-home men, traditional housewives, everyone. Thank you for being the spine that holds the family together, that keeps everything going. Because really, you are the single most important person. Because without you, the other partner would not have the motivation, would not have the drive to find work, to find means of providing for the family. And that is where you are the most important. And don't let anybody take that away, even in your own circle. I don't care if it's in your community, I don't care if it's in your hometown, internet, whatever, or even online groups. Just remember, you're the spine that holds everything together. You're the spine that also allows all the information to travel, so that way that everybody knows what needs to be done and how to accomplish it. Whether it's picking little Jimmy up from soccer practice, or whether it's taking Lily over to another kid's birthday party because their parent decided last minute to spring it on you. Oh God, those were the days. And then you're rushing out to pick up a birthday card and a gift card. Because you can't just give money for some unknown reason. I don't know why. The point is, I will not accept attacks on my wife. And I will not accept attacks at my child either. And for that, yes, that person was put on hidden user list. Something I very rarely do. But I did it because I just won't accept that. You don't have to like me. You don't have to like how I do things in the family. You don't have to like Tiffany and how she does things. That's fine. But don't put someone down by saying that they haven't accomplished anything. And don't put down a child as well. An adult child. Because that's not right at all. And I won't stand for that. And neither would any parent. Any parent that does is not one that I think much of. Let me see if there's anything else I want to cover. Oh yeah, actually there is. In the original deleted, the one from before about the job opportunities, Sekdesu, life may not be as simple as it appears on the surface. While you make a great point, their circumstances may not allow both parents to work. Great point. Yeah. Because like I said before, if I do have her work at the same time, then I gotta pay for a second car. And then that defeats the purpose of working money. But also then another comment came in. From Tibby, thank you. Thanks for being open with strangers. Sorry to hear about Lil and her diagnosis about shortened lifespan. For what's worth, you two made the right decision. And went in to talk about my own daughter suffers from chronic depression. We sort of acknowledge she will struggle to be an independent full-time working person due to her challenges and have made plans for her to have a good, meaningful life after our passing. And yeah, I completely understand that point. The final thing that I will put out there, and actually Tiffany just texted me because she was going over to Lil to talk with her and to help calm her down because she was getting really rowdy on her iPad. Getting a home of our own isn't the end all be all. That's another true point. Right now, buying a home in America is extremely difficult, and that's because private companies, corporations, are buying homes in divisions and driving regular people out from actually buying those homes. It's a problem that's not just here in Florida, but across America. And it's affected even down to the manufacturer home level, where if you buy the home, a private corporation is going to come in, jack up the lot rent on the land, and now you can't afford the lot rent that your home is sitting on, so you're paying for a mortgage for a home and an extremely high lot rent as well. And I've noticed that, yeah, there's a trend where a lot of people have been moving into vehicles, buying vans and converting them. To which some companies have said, hey, let's go ahead and let's jack up those prices too. And it's all because we'll say we added a backup camera or something. Or they just do something called market adjustment. That's what different companies will do. No matter what, it doesn't matter if you're living in a hotel, motel. It doesn't matter if you're living in your car, your van, renting a townhome, renting a manufacturer home, renting a 5-bedroom, 4.5 bath, large size home. It doesn't matter what you're doing because you're providing a shelter for yourself. And that's fine too. I would never judge someone who lives out of their car or who lives in a mega mansion because I don't know their story. I don't know what got them to either of those places. For those of you that do know, that have been on the channel, then you know that, yeah, I had a huge college debt of over $180,000 that was recently forgiven in a lawsuit that I was a part of. And that was great. That took a lot of pressure off, especially if we want to go find a home in the future. And yeah, we do have some credit card debt to take care of. And honestly, when I am working, we're going to go ahead and split up my paycheck where part of my money goes into one account that is dedicated just for debts and then slowly pays the debts off with that account. That's how we do things. And actually, I just screwed up, but you know what? I'm not going to do a double take because I accidentally said my money and really it's not. Okay, see, when you're single, and this goes back to a Jeff Foxworthy part. When you're single, you have you money. You can spend your money on whatever you want. Then when you get into a marriage, then you have couple money, which where then you spread it with your partner. And then you have the next stage, family money, where then you're spreading it with your family as well, your wife and your children. So much that shaped me throughout my younger childhood. Jeff Foxworthy, Watch Him Married with Children, all that. But guys, that's all I gotta say on this for now. I don't think it needs to go any further. I think that I've said everything it needed to be. And this may not be how you feel and how you do things in your relationship. And that's fine. I won't judge you. I won't judge anyone on how they do things. But I just won't accept someone attacking my child especially, and then putting my wife down by saying that she had no accomplishments. Not every accomplishment needs to be getting a job, because really, without her, I wouldn't be able to. Without her, I wouldn't be able to do half of what I do. Yeah. She is that vital in all of her daily accomplishments and everything that she does. And to minimize that, You are the villain. But guys, let's get back to the regular part of the video. And definitely, I thank every one of you. And I hope you have a great day today, okay? But it was just something that had to be said. Alright. Thanks.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it.